what that means. I hope you lied to your parents about a friend's house you're staying at, because we're staying up all night. And we've got a jam-packed show for you with some of the biggest stars in wrestling, so let's get this party started. The first match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, he comes to us by way of wine country, weighing in at 7 1/3 keg and standing 6.21 bottles tall. He's the drunken master, Guias, Tauntalas. And his opponent. Coming from parts unknown. He stands 6'3" tall, weighs in at 100. Is the mysterious wonder, Artorias. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Farmer here on the call for our opening match. It is Santino Brothers Tuesday up all night, and we've got ourselves a clash of the heavyweights to kick things off. Guias Tauntalas barely made it to the ring, it looks like. Apparently he has made sure he is plenty hydrated before his match with Artorias, a man who, familiar to those of us here at Santino Brothers, has been competing week in and week out, putting up quite a record. As Scarlett checks in the fighters. Here at Santino Brothers, you just never know what these guys are going to bring into the ring, so she knows what she's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. I gotta say, I look at Drunken Master. He seems rather excited to be in the ring. I don't know if he's done his research just yet on just who Artorias is. He might be taking this a little bit more seriously. Speaking of taking things seriously, it seems like Artorias isn't taking the Drunken Master very seriously, as he's administering a sobriety test. And the big man, I'm not sure if he passed the test or if he failed, but I think he might have just gotten on the wrong side of the big man as Artorias goes in. Still a feeling out process between the two, and they finally lock horns, these two bulls, and Guy is showing that whether or not you're a little more hydrated than you need to be when you're that big, you have the power to throw back even the biggest of opponents, as Artorias finds himself back in the corner. A little bit more serious looking than he was when we started things off. Maybe realizing that Drunken Master is stronger than he expected. Artorias behind Guias, locks the arms. And the big man hitting the keg bounce, knocking down Artorias with the giant midsection. As Artorias has to be asking himself, what do I do now when the strength advantage is no longer his? We got a rear waist lock by Guias, and now Guias is the one toying around, and Artorias seems a little flummoxed.
Can't drink with the mask.
And now we have a little bit of showboating by the tugboat drunken master. And if he wasn't under the skin of the mysterious Artorias, he is now. But Artorias going to those lethal feet. He's taken out many guys with those thunderous knife-edge chop and kicks and punches off the ropes. Running headlong into the tree trunk. As the giant keg takes down Artorias. Right now, Artorias, if he's not careful, he may find himself in a dangerous spot. As the drunken master, Guias Tauntalas, falling down onto that leg, and right now, Artorias is lucky that he didn't land on him and go for a pinfall here with the weight there, but it looks like maybe that fall did some damage to the leg there of Artorias as he clutches at that thigh. And this could cause problems for the mysterious one as he goes down, and of course, Artorias uses those kicks to his advantage, but with his legs taken out, goes headlong back into the mat as the drunken master with a steamroller over the top, flattening out Artorias. Artorias still grabbing at that leg, and he might have some serious damage as Guias Tauntalas wrenching on that leg, and this might be enough to get Artorias to tap, and I don't think any of us predicted that we would see the technical know-how that we're seeing displayed by Guias right now as Guias sees his prey in the corner, and we get a giant slam, throwing that giant keg of a posterior right into the face of Artorias. And Artorias, he seems out of it. Guias is the one drinking, but it looks like Artorias is the one who's a little wobbly. Artorias kicking that middle rope and driving it right into the throat of Guias, and it may have done more damage than good. But Artorias grabbing the hair, grabbing the beard, finding a way to equalize things, but one good hair yank deserves another. Artorias going eye for an eye here, driving those thumbs into the eyes of Guias here. As Guias seems to say, bring it on, as he pulls his own beard now. And the Santino brothers family cheering along for the drunken master as Artorias driving those forearms into the back of the big man, using that leg to choke Guias on the top rope, and Artorias again maybe doing more harm to himself than good. Again, that fall from earlier in the match coming across the leg of Artorias really starting to cause problems. And anyone who's watched Artorias knows that he loves to use those pump kicks, loves to use those legs, but those seem to be neutralized as Irish whip into the ropes, goes up onto the back, and this is the setup. Now we've seen Guias win with those moves before, and as Artorias, studying the tape from last week, going for that choke, squeezing the throat. And when you're that big, you need a lot of oxygen. And with the strong arms of Artorias wrapped around the throat, he's not getting that. But again, using that same weight to his advantage, driving Artorias into the turnbuckle. And if it's not the leg, it's the back right now. Is Artorias going after that bottle that has to be filled with grape juice of some kind, maybe fermented grape juice. And Scarlett taking away the bottle, the spinach of the big man, if you could say. As we have the Drunken Master Guias going punch for punch, elbows and punches and chops and just swinging away punches and bunches, as my colleague Jack would say. But now it goes for that big throw into the turnbuckle, off the ropes. Guias has him up again with some sort of bear hug on the shoulder into the turnbuckle once again, and Artorias is just getting run ragged here by Guias. Tauntalas.
Watch the hair now, watch the hair.
And Artorias finds himself in the middle of the rope as the big man coming again, throwing his weight around, and this time landing again on Artorias, and that could have been it, but Artorias has been down before, and he is not out.
Guys, you got him right where you want him. Let's go, guys. Do that a little more and you'll win, I think.
The Santino brothers family cheering along Guias Tauntalas, a man who has gained their love rather quickly here at Santino brothers, as Artorias goes up to the top rope, and this could spell disaster for the mysterious man as he goes up onto the shoulders, and this is not a good place to be. But Artorias to the eyes, rolls through, hooks the leg. Could this be it? And it is! He found a way to beat the big man. And your winner, Artorias! Two big men going at it, but it isn't a big move that does it all in. It's the wherewithal and the brains of Artorias, getting the roll up, getting the pin here in a highly contested contest. And he didn't get the win tonight, but I gotta think Guias Tauntalas will be back. Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here with the winner this evening, Artorias. Now, Artorias, you have been in this ring every single week, and you're not only competing once tonight, you're competing twice. But I gotta ask, I saw Guias fall on that leg. It seems like it was causing some issues for you. Are you gonna be able to compete again later tonight?
You know, somebody who sits behind a desk in a cheap suit, who's never been inside this ring and doesn't know what it takes to try to beat down a gigantic, drunken, smelly monster like Drunken Master. And yet I did it. And tonight, during my second match, I'm gonna do the exact same thing.
There you have it, folks. Strong words from a strong man. Artorias competed once with a big win against a big opponent. But can he do it yet again later tonight? Now, folks, that was match one, but we continue. We say up all night. We mean up all night. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready to keep this party going, let me hear you make some noise.